Hello YouTubers, this is Cessna Ace back again with another vinyl related video. This is like the millionth attempt at doing this video. One take actually ran nearly an hour. I'm going to try and do this as short as possible, so a lot of the stuff I have out I'm going to save for subsequent videos. Don't groan when I show this DVD box set, because it's not what you think. This is a really good documentary. It's on 3 discs, runs over 3.5 hours, and what they did was they took the 2 male members of the most popular of the millions of ABBA tribute bands out there, Bjorn Again, the 2 male members, the manager of Bjorn Again, 2 singers, not the singers from Bjorn Again, but from other groups, 2 different genres in fact, a music producer and a music critic. And what they did was they deconstructed every ABBA hit and many of their other songs too. They rated each of their albums, and they also did the same thing with their performances, mostly their TV performances. Now the reason I showed that is because the music producer and the music critic said some things that I kind of wondered about. The music critic, first of all, said that ABBA's 1974 Eurovision Song Contest win, Waterloo, was a very calculated reworking of a 67 Eurovision Song Contest winner by Sandie Shaw, called Puppet on a String, although at the time it was known as the Grand Prix Song Contest. It started in '53. They do it every year. They're still doing it. Anyway, I imported Puppet on a String by Sandie Shaw. And I came to 2 conclusions. One, I like Sandie Shaw and the songs that are on here, and I don't think he knew what he was talking about, because I'm not hearing any of the influences that Puppet on a String might have created in Waterloo. So sorry to that guy. I don't agree. Something he said and something the music producer said also got me thinking. They were talking about one of ABBA's songs that were more rock than pop based. And they said that basically what they had done was taken the Suzie Quatro sound, dirtied up rock and roll, and adapted it to their own style. So I imported some Suzie Quatro, an American, but she's been based in Britain for ages and ages and ages. I may be too young. Don't mess around. I don't remember exactly where this came from, except that I imported it from the seller that I buy imports from in Denmark, but I don't remember where it was actually pressed. But I didn't just go by that. I also got the wild one. And I got The Race Is On. And I came to 3 conclusions. Suzie Quatro is really cute. Second, I like her songs, and I'm going to have to get more. And third, I don't agree with their assessment. It's the basic thing with critics. Never go strictly by critics, because, I mean, you could use them as a guide in rough terms, but be your own person. Okay. I'm not going to open this. I don't remember what country it was pressed in, but it's an EP, extended play, 7-inch record. Back when RCA first introduced the 7-inch vinyl format in '48, I think it was, their EPs ran at 45 RPM. But this one, as is the case with most modern EPs, runs at 33 1/3 RPM. which I don't understand, because if they could do it in 48, why couldn't they do it when this was made, or in fact now? Because they still make EPs at 33 and a third. And it makes no sense, because 45 RPM sounds better. Which is why some of the audiophile album pressings that are in here are pressed at 45 RPM. They sound better. But anyway, there's that. And this was a very popular cover group in Sweden in the 60s. Everything they did was in English. Really good too. Although whoever published this, Gazelle, release C-220, dropped the "the" out of their name. It's supposed to be Ola and the Janglers, not Ola and Janglers. Anyway, let's dance. Really good song. And I also imported The Sound of Summer by Starbreaker. And you may think I'm crazy, because this is an American group. But I got it because of the packaging. It's more reminiscent of the kind of packaging you'll find 12-inch maxi singles in, rather than 7-inch singles. That is, it has a die-cut hole in the center. I've been doing these videos way too long. Village People and YMCA on the Arrival Records label. And on the B side, The Women. Okay, and also imported this. Took it out to show you that there's nothing on the back except Fona, F-O-N-A. But I mean, how cheap can you get? Nothing on the back. It's on the Sonnet label, and I have a number of imports on the Sonnet label. I don't recall off the top of my head which country Sonnet was based in. I just don't remember. Okay, finally, for the imports, a group from New Zealand, Montevideo and the Cassettes. This is Shoop-Shoop, Diddy-Wop, Cumma-Cumma, Wang-Dang. I know I'm not going to try and say that twice. That's the name of the song. Check down there for links. It's a promotional copy. It has only one song on it. Same song on both sides. One side in stereo, the other side in mono. It's on Geffen Records label. Part of the Warner Communications Records empire. Now on to some great finds that I found yesterday and today out at the flea market. I've only seen one other of these in my entire life, and that was in a video on YouTube on one of these many channels that I subscribe to that run records. And his looked just like this, a test pressing with a blank label. Looked exactly like that. Now, as you can see, side A is an EP, has 2 songs, and runs at 33 and a third. Side B has 1 song and runs at 45 RPM, which I don't think I've ever come across, aside from never coming across a test pressing before. I've never come across one that one side was an EP and one side was a 33 and a third and the other side a 45. I've never run across that before. But I don't have to guess on what the songs are, because somebody had written that on the back of the sleeve. I couldn't find any videos on YouTube from this group, Janissary Core. The A side has 2 songs, 6 White Horses and Over the Hill. And the B side has 1 song entitled A New Hedonism. And no, I'm not going to write that on the label. I'm going to keep the label the way I found it. Okay, I also came across a Vanity pressing. I'll show that real fast. Don't know how many copies of this exist because it's Vanity pressing. So who knows? However many they could afford to make. The performer is Johnny B, Traveling Piano Man. On the A side, Bay of Fundy. And it's autographed. Copyright 1980. Apart from the address on the bottom for the traveling band, which I'm not going to tell you because it may not belong to him anymore because this came out in 1980, there is no other identification. Don't know who made it. Don't know who released it. Probably wasn't released. It was probably just handed out at concerts. So there's that. This is a single I had back in '79, and I don't know what happened to it. But I had a heart attack when I saw it yesterday and today. Now, I've only found one video on YouTube that has this single, but it has a yellow label. This one has a green label, but it's exactly the same. It came out during the Iranian hostage crisis in 1979. It's by Roger Hallmark and the Thrasher brothers. A Message to Khomeini. Khomeini. That's a line from the song. This appears to be the fourth release on the Vulcan label. The B-side is Maharishi. And as I've alluded to, there are a lot of audiophile pressings in here. For example, every album they have in there by AC/DC is an audiophile pressing. You can kind of guess what I ordered first, though. Now, they had offered ABBA's Arrival album, which is their best album, but it was sold out. And they only have a handful of copies of this, ABBA the album. Now, I already have an audiophile pressing of this that was made in Japan in the late 70s using ultra pure vinyl. And it sounds really, really good. This was pressed in the UK in 2007. And it uses ultra pure vinyl, but also they used heavyweight vinyl, 180 grams. Now, you can find audiophile pressings on heavyweight vinyl that weighs 140 grams. They have a few of those. 150 grams, they have a few of those. They have a lot of 160 grams. They have a lot of 180 grams. And they have a few that are 200 grams. Newly printed jacket and everything. And this may look thicker than it actually is because it's got one of these resealable flaps on it. And something I learned a long time ago with Laserdisc with these kind of jackets or sleeves, when you pull the jacket out, if you're not careful, the jacket can get caught on the adhesive part of the flap. And that can damage the jacket. So I've got it in a non-flappable protective outer sleeve inside this protective sleeve. So this is really protected. And I've ordered, can't remember if I said this or not, some of their 100 7-inch vinyl single pre-packs. Each pre-pack has 100 singles in it. Costs $24.95. They guarantee that not only will there be no duplicates within each volume, but there will be no duplicates even if you buy all 12 volumes. Now you'll notice that beside that they have a pre-pack number. That's because while they reassign the volume numbers from year to year, they don't reassign the pre-pack numbers. So once pre-pack 17 sells out, for example, they'll reuse Volume 1 as a different prepack, but they won't reassign prepack 17 anything else, if that made any sense. I've also received the R&B and Soul 30 LP grab bag, so it comes out to $1 a piece, and the 12-inch singles box, which also comes out to $1 a piece. I've already received those, and I have received Volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and have ordered Volume 5. Until next time, stay awesome.